Welcome to Careless Coder. Today we'll have a look at this thing. The Famicom. From Nintendo. Motherfucker! So I had been in the hunt for an original Famicom for quite some time. Now here in the Netherlands they are really hard to find, and often when you find them they are ridiculous prices, like 150 euros. This one I got including a 150 games disc and two other game cartridges for 80 euros. So that is a nice deal. It's in pretty decent shape. We can give it a bit of a polish later on. It's a bit dirty, but it works. And the previous owner already modded it to have composite out. So the TV is done and we have composite out. And he also provided, of course, a European power supply. Now he imported this himself in the mid-80s. So obviously for that price I had to have it. But the problem is the eject slider is stuck. And I want to fix that. And then we'll have a look and compare actually the Famicom with the Nintendo Entertainment System. I can already tell that this one is a lot bigger and a lot heavier than this one. So let's jump in and have a look. So there it is, the Famicom. I love how these joysticks slot in. With the clone that we reviewed last year, we also had that same solution. But the previous owner actually did some cool stuff on this. As you can see, we have those extension cords here. Because in the unmodified version, the joystick was actually attached physically to the machine, and that was a big hassle, and especially since the cords were relatively small, because in Japan generally the houses are small, so everything can be smaller. People are closer to the TV compared to Europe. So here as well we have the joystick. I love this, but that's still not working properly, so we have to pull it out. I don't know why it's stuck. We can have a look. But it used to be that you could just eject it out. But I see that it's completely stuck. Do I have a screwdriver lying here? Of course I do. Because why wouldn't you have a screwdriver right next to your programming PC, right? So when we screw this, yeah, I think, what the problem is, of course, is this is the mod. Let's show the main board. These screws are, by the way, seemingly longer than these, so don't mix them up. So this is the main board. It's considerably smaller than the Nintendo Entertainment System, although it packs, as you can see, the same ICs. We still have the RPs here, so the CPU and the character ROM. Date code 8541, so this is a 9085 version. I was a bit off. The case says 1983, but that was when, of course, the Famicom was launched, created. And I figured this was a 1984 version, but apparently it's not. It's a 1985 version, which is still pretty dang old. It's 39 years old. And here you can see the mod. Let me bring in the camera a bit closer. So the former owner actually modded it to be composite out. So this is the mod. You have two little transistors and some bias resistors. So it's really a sliding bias circuit, decoupling capacitor. Very, very simple, but it will do. And you just tap into the chroma signal, the color signal, and the brightness, mix them together. That's it. But this wire is definitely biting here on the case, causing friction. You can also see it here already. There's some wear. Yeah, but other than that, it's a considerably smaller PC. Also, of course, the cartridge port is smaller on the Famicom than the Nintendo Entertainment System. And these extension cords on the joystick, well, they didn't need them in Japan because their living rooms are so small, they're close to the TV. And here in Europe and in America, living rooms were bigger. So it would be nice to actually have some more length on your joystick. Let's see if we can wrangle this wire in such a way that it doesn't rub on to the ejector port. Can we just wrangle it underneath? So you can't, well, maybe I can wrangle it. Let's try that. Can I wrangle it like here? I still have enough room. Let's see how it then functions. Oh no, no, that's rubbing already. No, that doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. Let's see if we can fix it this way. You can also see here how it actually bit into it. It's really terrible. The previous owner did miss out on these screws. Oh, there. So I liberated this cable from under there. Let's see if we can keep this there. And let's wrangle these cables properly. Wrap them around the post. Put them in the groove. Into the groove. Please don't move. Stay down with me. Yeah. Alright, en jetzt kommen die Kamele. Jetzt kommen die Kamele. No, it will not. Yeah, it will actually wedge on there as soon as it's frick. Let's try it this way. I think that may actually also squeeze on there. Let's see. Let's hold it tight. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that works. Squeeze it really tight. Yep. We wrangled the cable free. And then hope it still works. It worked before I started. Always tighten them in a cross pattern and don't over tighten screws in 40-year-old plastics, because it will shatter like a mirror. It gets very brittle over time. So this is tight enough. Like, okay, I start to feel resistance. It's good. Alrighty then. Yeah, it works. And yeah. Now frankly I would never use this, but I want it to work the way it was intended to. Okay. Let's hook it up and see. Just look at how much smaller the Famicom is. It's literally half the size in width and height. It's really small. I love it. And I love this. This is really, really awesome. Game or TV. TV, channel 1, channel 2. Well, we don't have it anymore with the RF. Let's put the power in and see. The irony is that only one joystick has the start and select. The other has the microphone and the volume. So this is of course the number 1. And this is the number 2. It also says on it for that reason. Okay, let's power it up. We should see a light there. Yeah. That's the power light is on the joystick. Yeah. Oh, this feels so nice and smooth. I really adore this game. I'm terrible at it, but I do adore it. Ah, shit. Now since this is a 60 Hz machine, it feels all smoother and it just plays better. So let's compare this now side to side with Probotector. which is the European version. So I synced the video here the moment that this screen goes to black. So now they're in sync, and you can already see that the Famicom on the right is faster. And also the Famicom's colors are more saturated. Now this could be a problem with my NES, I don't know, but as you see the exposure on the wall, they're exactly the same. So this is definitely an issue coming from the Nintendo Entertainment System. And an issue that I only just noticed. But look at how much smoother the 60 Hz is. We really got the short end of the stick in Europe with our 50 Hz grid, because this is such a pleasure to play. You don't know what you're missing until you're actually playing a 60 Hz version. It's such a cool game. Although I really suck at it. So there you have it. The slider now works. Turned out that the mod that the previous owner did, the cable was actually rubbing onto that plastic that slides on it. I really love how you can close the slot. I love the fact that these cartridges are smaller than the European and American counterpart of the NES Entertainment System. And last year we had a look at a good NES clone, which already had these similar joysticks that stuck on the side, and it was from 1991, 1992 I believe, can't recall. And the PCB even looks similar to this. So yeah, it's a great little machine, and if you can find one, just pick one up. A lot of games are still available for it that you can collect, and it's small, so why not? I will give this a wipe with some alcohol wipes, and I will enjoy this a lot, I'm sure. So I hope you learned something, and see you in the next one.